2018. And so Bishop and I decided in 2017, and we haven't done this in years and years and years and years, because most of the time we're out ministering when the new year comes in. But this year we decided we wasn't going to accept a place to go preach at. This year we decided we were going to sit at our house and we were going to do something for ourselves. We were going to open the Word for ourselves, and we were going to listen for what the Lord was saying to our house, to our home, to us, and we were going to pray the new year in. And I thought, well, this is going to be strange, because most of the time we're bringing the Word to other people instead of listening to what God's got to say to us. So before the new year came in, Bishop took me by the hand and he said, you know, I just got to tell you what God's telling me to tell us for this year. And I said, okay, and I hope I can find this verse, because I wrote it down here somewhere. And here it is. He read this verse to our house, and I guess for our children and our grandchildren. And I thought, wow, and it comes out of Isaiah 43:19, and all of us probably already know it, and it says this: behold, I will do a new thing.
That's on my wall.
Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. It don't say he might do a new thing, or he maybe do a new thing. He said he would do a new thing. So in 2018, I thought, man, God's going to do a new thing in my house. Well, if he's going to do it in my house, he promised that he would do it for my children. And not only for my children, but that he would do it for my grandchildren. And he's a covenant God. He's a God that keeps promises. So you know what I did? The second day of January, I got out of my bed and I called Shanera. And I said, Shanera, let me tell you something. Today you're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed on your job, and this is what's going to happen to you today. And I speak these blessings over you. And I typed Tabitha this message, and I said, Tabitha, you know what? I pray over you today. I pray blessings over you today. And me and Tabitha, we type through text every day, and she says, hey, I'm on my way to work, just want to let you know I love you. But I've never told her, hey, Tabitha, I'm praying about you, because she needs Jesus in her life. But she don't know I'm praying for her, because I hadn't told her I was praying for her. But you know what? Since January the 2nd, every day that I text her now, I say, hey, you know what, little girl? I'm praying blessings in your life. I'm praying protection over your life. I want you to know that you got a mama that's praying for you, and you can't run from that. I don't care how far you run. You still got a mama that's praying for you. I don't care how you act. I don't care how you live. You still got a mama that's praying for you. I want you to know that. In 2018, things are going to be different in my life. Things are going to be different in your life. I get up every morning and I take a bath. I don't care how bad I feel. I don't care what's happened the night before. I get up, take a bath, and I put clothes on. Bishop told me the other day, I have vertigo. I have it so bad. And I said, I'm not taking it in 2018. Well, it tried to follow me, and I got up the other morning. Bishop said, I know you don't feel good. I said, listen, I'm putting clothes on. The devil is defeated. I'm not taking those things into 2018 that I had in 2017. I'm not allowing my children to take those things. I called Shanera this morning. I said, listen, God's going to enlarge your territory. He's going to enlarge it. Listen, we've looked into the valley of dry bones for so long that we've decided to live there. And when I look into the valley of dry bones, here's what I see. I see our hopes and our dreams, and even our prophecies, things that's been prophesied to us. I know you've had things prophesied to you, and they still laying in that valley of dry bones. Why? We need to speak to that valley of dry bones. He said that we need to prophesy to that valley of dry bones. And we need to call to the east and the south and the north and the west. And we need to speak We need to prophesy and tell those dry bones to come to life.
That's right. That's right.
That's what we need to do. We need to speak to those dry bones. And I'm telling you something. In 2018, we need to kiss those things of 2017 goodbye. We need to, goodbye. We need to kiss those poisonous relationships goodbye. You know what they are? They're just pure dead weight. Have you ever tried to pick up a 400-pound man and tote him around with you all day long? Do you know how hard that would be for us? That's what poisonous relationships are. That's how hard it is for us to carry them around. Just like if we carry an extra person around with us all day long, that's what a poisonous relationship does for us. Well, I just can't let it go. You just don't understand. You just don't. Yeah, I understand. I've been there, done that, got those t-shirts. But we need to kiss those things goodbye. Listen, if they're not for you, bye. Everybody that I got your back. We good. No, everybody ain't got your back. Everybody don't have your back. Be careful who you say, hey, listen, this is my dream. This is where God's taking me. Because everybody don't want to see you succeed. Some people's going to stand in your way and try to block you, even though they got this in their hand. And even though they call themselves a Christian, it can still be a poisonous relationship. Just because they got this in their hand and just because they call themselves a Christian don't mean they got your best interest at heart. Hatred and bitterness is some things we just need to leave behind. And I'm going to tell you, women are the world's worst at this. We think with our heart. We don't think with our head. We think with our heart. And so we hold on to those things. And have you ever had a fight with somebody and you can see them 15 years later and you can think, I don't like them. I really just don't like them. I can see people in Walmart now and I will avoid them because of something they did 15 years ago. I don't like them. No. And Bishop has a hard life sometimes because I can remember something he said 25 years ago, and he can say something today, and I thought, dang what you said 25 years ago. But I can't remember what we had for breakfast yesterday. Why? Because I think with my heart and not with my head. Women hold on to things, but I'm going to tell you something. We need to kiss those things goodbye in 2017. We need to let them go with 2017 and come on into 2018 with a new thought pattern. We need to let negativity go. We need to forgive people in 2018. We've been holding on to that stuff long enough. We've been holding that unforgiveness in us long enough. It's time for us to say, hey, Shaniera, I forgive you. And you know what we need to do? We need to stand in front of that mirror. And we need to look at that person in that mirror. That's the first thing we need to do and say, I forgive you. Because I've often looked in that mirror at this woman right here, and I've often looked at my children and said, hey, you know, I wasn't a very good mama to you. I've often thought that. But the first person I need to look at and say is, I need forgiveness. I need to forgive me. I need to forgive me. That's who I need to forgive is me. Did I do everything right? No way. Will I do everything right from now on? No way. But if I learn to forgive me, I can surely learn to forgive everybody else. And you know what else? We need to stop. I want His grace and mercy in my life, but I don't want to give it to you. I want to judge you one way but I want to be judged another way. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
You see one person sin and you say, oh my gosh, did you see what she done? Let me tell you. But is grace and mercy sufficient for my life? Or is grace and mercy sufficient for your life too? It's just as sufficient for yours. And that's what she said the other day when I went to gossip about that person. I kissed it goodbye in 2017, and when I went to say that, I said, I'm not going to do that. I just need to pray for that person. I just busted out praying. And that's what we need to do. We need to kiss that gossiping goodbye, leave it in 2017, and come with a new attitude in 2018. And you say, well, how long is this going to last? Because, you know, we make resolutions, and then by January the 30th, we forgot them. We all do it.
I get it. I know that.
We do it. We do it. All of us do it.
I know already.
But we need to just hold on to these, because these are spiritual things that get us closer to Him. And we all talk about this fear. And I'm going to tell you this. I told this story. I shared this with some of the women with Beauty Within. We lived in a home here on Everall Road, and I was scared to death in that house. I'm not kidding you. There was a fear that just overtook me. And I don't think anybody died there. Shanier said somebody died there, but I don't think anybody died there. But Bishop had shot his hand, and that fear really did overtake me worse after he shot his hand. I wouldn't take a shower there when I was there by myself. Don't think I'd go into another room when I was there by myself. And if night fell, I wasn't moving out the chair. I mean, I just was not going in another part of the house by myself. I just wasn't doing it. So we moved to Fort Long. God blessed us with our own home. It's a mobile home, but it's still my home.
I know that's right.
You know, it's paid for. I don't have to make payments on it. It's mine. Got my name on it. Got the title to it. Can't nobody take it from me. It's my house. God bless me for it. Got to pay cash for it. I ain't bragging on us. I'm bragging on God. You understand that? It's my house. And we'd been there for a little while, and it was dark, and Bishop was gone, and me wasn't scared of the house. Praise God. That was my best thing. I wasn't scared of it. Could do anything. I could win in there and go to bed and go to sleep. Nobody there but me and Bruiser. Didn't bother me. But I was sitting there one night and I heard a truck drive up. And I heard the door when it shut on the truck. And I thought, I wonder who that is. And I didn't hear them when they come to the door, but I thought, well, surely they should be at the door by now. And I got up and I looked out my peephole on my porch, and I didn't see anybody, and I thought, So I flipped on my porch light, and there was this man standing at the bottom of my steps, and he was a big man. He was really big, and he was holding on both of my banisters, and he was huge. And I thought, I wonder why he's not coming up the steps. And automatically, fear overtook me. It just automatically, and it took my breath away when it grabbed me. It grabbed me so hard and so strong. So I went to the bedroom, grabbed a gun. That was the first thing I did, grabbed a gun. So I came back in there, and I went to the other end of the house, and I looked out the blind to see where they were parked, and I couldn't see their truck. Well, you know, in mobile home, you can hear people walking. So I thought, well, now he can hear me walking. I know he can hear me walking. And so I looked back out the peephole, and I thought, he was still standing. He had not moved. He had not moved from the spot. He was still standing exactly where he was standing, still holding onto my banister. The fear was still gripping me so strong, and I still had the gun in my hand. And so I thought, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand on this side of the door, and that way when he opens the door, I'll be behind the door, and he won't be expecting me to be behind the door. He'll be expecting me to be on this side of the door. And so I'm standing there, I got the gun in my hand. Of course, fear's gripping me so hard, and I'm shaking so hard. Now, I want y'all to see this me with the gun in my hand. I'm shaking like this. And I look, and y'all got to understand, Bruiser's 15 years old. He's my heart. He's a Dotson. He's my heart. He's my heart. He's my heart. And he's laying in front of the door. And I said to myself, in my mind, I said, as bad as I'm shaking, if I shoot this gun, I'm going to shoot Bruiser. And I said, I can't shoot Bruiser. There's no way I can shoot Bruiser. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'm still standing there doing like this. And I'm like, this is just the dumbest thing I have ever done in my life. Why do I have this gun in my hand and my dog is laying in front of my door? And I'm still shaking because this man's still standing there. He's not going anywhere. So I go and I lay the gun on the end table. And I look back out. This guy's still standing there. And I stepped 3 steps back from the door. And I said, God, I refuse to accept fear in this house. I refuse to allow fear to overtake me in my home. You gave me this house. The devil has no authority here. He has no authority in this home. He has no authority on this land. He has no authority here. Fear has no place in my home. And I stepped back up to my door. And I looked back out my door. And I said, you are the craziest woman there is on the face of the earth. Because then I realized that my door knocker was reflecting off of my glass. And that was the man that was standing at the end of my porch. That was holding onto my banister. And that was what my fear was. That I was going to shoot when he came through. But, see, that fear was so real.
It is.
It had consumed me. It just consumed me. It just overtook me. That fear was so real.
Yes, it will.
But I'm not taking that fear into 2018 with me. Text her back and say, love you, because if you don't, she'll call. I'm not taking strife or resentfulness, loneliness, depression. I'm not taking any of those. I'm kissing, hold on to it. I'm just kissing all those. Jealousy, confusion, pettiness. I am so sick of games. Oh my gosh. Church folks play games.
They do. They really do.
God don't have time for it. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. This is a new year. And I'm going to tell you what I found out. In Hebrew, 18 means chai. C-H-A-I. And chai means life. So we've carried these dead things around for long enough. It's time to speak life into our lives. It's time for us to speak life into each other. It's time for us to speak life into our finances. It's time for us to speak life into our situations. It's time for us to speak life into our visions and our dream, into our children and our grandchildren. It's time for us to speak life into generations to come. It is time for us to speak life into our ministries.
Yes.
He didn't call us to sit on seats and do nothing. I told Bishop, and y'all don't get me wrong, they are people that are called to go into the foreign field. I said, but I'm going to tell you something. If people would open their door and step out in their backyard, they would have plenty of people that they could preach to. They wouldn't have to go to a foreign field. They plenty right here in our own backyard that we could minister to, that we could help, that we could, there's needy right here in Lancaster County.
That's right.
That we could reach out to. There's hurting people. There's people that's bound. There's people that need us here. If we could just get out of our own way. We don't have to go to a foreign field. We can work right here. Listen, we can work this little piece of land right here that God gave us. And we are to wake up every morning and say, God, whoever you place in my life today, that's who I want to make a difference to. Whoever you place. In 2018, we need to get rid of our stinking thinking. We need to have a new mindset, a new thing. In Psalms 118:24, it says this. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We, and I parentheses, I will rejoice and be glad in it. And will says, will, the meaning of that, what is going to happen in the future, especially things that you are. So will is a mindset. It's got to be something that we make our mind up to do. It's not, you can't get up and say, well, I might rejoice. Do I want to rejoice today? No, we got to stand up this morning and say, I am going to rejoice because this is the day that He made. I'm going to rejoice. I don't care how this flesh feels. I'm going to rejoice. We got to kiss the past goodbye, step over into new things today. That's what we got to do. The enemy fights our mind. He fights our minds with stress, self-esteem, worry, rebellion, anger, and guess what? Then our physical body gets sick because we allow him to fight. Then our physical body gets sick. That's what happens to our physical body because our mind does that. But guess what? We have power over our mind. The Romans 12:2 says this, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by what? The renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I want that perfect will of God in my life. Whatever it is, wherever He sends me, that's what I want. Whether it's 5 or 5,000, whether it's 5 or 50,000, whether it's 2 or 20,000, whatever His perfect will is for my life. And you know, I've heard people say, oh, you too old. Oh, no, I'm not too old. We ain't too old. I ain't too old for Him to use. God, wherever you send me,